For years, Silicon Valley moved faster than Washington could blink. Tech companies built the world's most powerful algorithms, gathered billions of data points, and reshaped economies, all while lawmakers scrambled to catch up. But that era of unchecked innovation is ending. The White House's new AI action plan marks the biggest shift in U.S. tech policy since the dawn of the Internet. It's not just about regulating artificial intelligence, it's about redefining how technology interacts with society, business, and power itself. Behind the speeches and press releases, this plan signals one thing clearly: the government is stepping into the driver's seat of the AI revolution. Let's start with what the AI Action Plan actually is. It's a multi-agency initiative designed to manage AI development, deployment, and oversight across the U.S. economy. It ties together efforts from the Department of Commerce, the Federal Trade Commission, the Department of Energy, and even the Pentagon. The plan focuses on five key pillars: safety and transparency, requiring companies to disclose how AI systems are trained and tested; data protection, strengthening privacy laws and limiting the unchecked collection of personal information; infrastructure acceleration, speeding up permits and approvals for new AI data centers and chip facilities; workforce transition, preparing American workers for automation and AI-assisted roles; ethical and security standards, ensuring AI systems align with democratic values and do not amplify bias or misinformation. On paper, that sounds like common sense, but in practice, this plan is reshaping the balance of power between tech giants and the federal government. For the first time, Washington is not playing defense. It's building policy in real time with the technology itself. A major part of this plan involves a new Federal AI Oversight Council, which includes representatives from the FTC, Department of Justice, and the National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST. Their job? To set enforceable AI standards for safety, accountability, and transparency, similar to how the FDA regulates medicine or the FAA regulates aviation. In other words, AI is no longer the Wild West. Companies deploying large-scale AI models, whether it's OpenAI, Google, Anthropic, or Meta, will now face mandatory reporting requirements, risk assessments, and transparency audits. And it's not just about ethics, it's about national competitiveness. The U.S. government has realized that whoever leads in AI infrastructure will lead the global economy. That's why the plan includes fast-track permitting for data centers, semiconductor fabs, and AI research facilities. It's part regulation and part industrial strategy. But here's where it gets interesting. While the plan accelerates innovation at home, it also raises new tensions abroad. The U.S. is using this framework to set a global standard for AI governance, one that favors democratic oversight and open transparency. This directly challenges how China approaches AI, with state-controlled data and centralized power. By building a transparent, accountable AI ecosystem, the U.S. hopes to prove that freedom and innovation can coexist. To do that, Washington is coordinating with allies, including the EU, Japan, and the UK, to harmonize standards for AI safety and data use. That means the next generation of tech companies will face global accountability from day one. And that's a major shift from the last 2 decades of Silicon Valley's move fast and break things mentality. But not everyone is celebrating. Inside the tech industry, reactions are split. Some CEOs like Satya Nadella at Microsoft have welcomed the plan as a necessary framework that builds trust and ensures AI's safe adoption. Others, especially startups, argue that heavy regulation could crush innovation before it begins. For smaller AI developers, compliance costs could reach millions, creating a barrier that only the biggest players can afford. That could ironically make the AI market even more concentrated in the hands of big tech. And then there's the question of enforcement. How will the government actually verify the safety or accuracy of AI systems that evolve continuously? AI models aren't static. They learn, adapt, and update daily. That makes oversight far more complicated than traditional product regulation. Critics warn that the AI Action Plan risks creating policy paralysis, where innovation slows because companies fear legal consequences for every misstep. But supporters argue that without regulation, the stakes are far worse. AI could shape elections, manipulate markets, and distort information faster than any human system can respond. Let's talk about the economic angle, because it's huge. The AI Action Plan isn't just a regulatory framework, it's an economic catalyst. By streamlining infrastructure permits and boosting public-private partnerships, the government is betting that clear rules will actually attract more investment. If businesses know what the standards are for data, transparency, and liability, they can innovate with confidence. Think about how environmental regulations spurred the clean energy industry. The same logic applies here. By defining what responsible AI means, Washington could unlock trillions in long-term value while protecting consumers. Already, we're seeing evidence of this shift. Federal grants are being directed toward AI research in healthcare, cybersecurity, and education. The Department of Energy is investing in AI for grid optimization and climate modeling. The Department of Defense is expanding oversight of AI used in autonomous systems. In short, the government isn't just refereeing the game anymore, it's playing on the field. For businesses, this means one thing above all: adapt or fall behind. Companies that build transparency, auditability, and ethical design into their AI systems will thrive under the new regime. Those that treat compliance as an afterthought will face legal and reputational risks. Startups can't just focus on innovation, they'll need to focus on trust. Investors, too, are adjusting. Venture capital firms are now vetting AI startups not only for scalability but for policy alignment, meaning does the company have a plan to meet future regulatory expectations? This marks a fundamental shift in how the tech ecosystem operates. Here's the bottom line. The White House AI Action Plan isn't about slowing technology down, it's about steering it, ensuring that AI grows within guardrails that protect human interests while advancing American competitiveness. For decades, tech shaped the rules. Now the rules are starting to shape tech. This is the new era of policy-driven innovation, where the most successful companies won't just build the best algorithms, they'll build the most accountable ones. And as the U.S. sets the standard for global AI governance, one thing becomes clear: the future of technology won't be decided in Silicon Valley alone, it'll be decided in Washington. Because the next frontier of AI isn't just computational, it's political.